Oh, guys, hello, welcome back to the stream. How are you all? Thanks a lot for joining. We're back with the matches of tonight. MSG Karma, hello, welcome to the stream. Right, we're starting our proceedings with the first match. It's going to be the map of Wrangel. Flight path has been formed from Novo towards Stolberg. Quite an eastern-oriented flight path for sure, and teams have initiated their journey in this match. Already, multiple teams moving towards Novo. We have S&TS. They have landed here and quite nearby our team Nexus as well. Having a liking to this location, both these teams. And in fact, one of the players of Team Nexus is quite close. I think it's Paku's. Yes, rightly so. Paku's quite nearby. Might just get knocked out by that nade, but no. It's quite lucky, I would say. In case Nexus Paku's would have got knocked out, that would have been quite a difficult scenario for Team Nexus. But as of right now, SNTS, they are quite aggressive, trying to push in. Motu, it's a 1v1 against Pakus and might just get knocked out. Yes, it is not starting well for Team Nexus. Another player bites the dust. And now we have only two players surviving for Team Nexus. That is Spike. And make that one. It's Somasha being the lone player. Team Nexus, they have been cornered. It's a 1v4 scenario for Shomasha. Not definitely an ideal scenario. Meanwhile, Team HF, they have initiated a fight as well. Mad Eagle and Mad Osiris. Osiris, I think Zero Osiris or Osiris. They both of them have been eliminated. And from Team Mad, only the two players. They're quite away from their other players. And as a result, you can see the elimination of two of these players, Osiris and Eagle. Well, they definitely will group together and then have the next set of fights. Might just avoid any fights as of right now. Yes, it was HF Achayan X48 who managed to get those two finish points for 4B. So it's Team 4B. Hello, Extremers Gaming. Love for IR and KPGC. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? So yeah, we have a total of 20 teams that are playing in this match. Or make that 21. Oh, is my math not right? I think there's an extra team playing here. Yeah, whatever. So this is the team of 4B. 4B at slot 4. Nice. CRC official, TNT esports, CRC E7. Okay, there are two lineups of CRC. This is CRC E7, I think. Yes. And then there's CRC official as well. They're quite close by, both of these teams. But ever so managing to not fight against each other. But you see the circle, it has formed quite opposite to where the teams have landed, towards the northwestern side of Wrangel. And not a lot of teams are inside as of right now. About more than half of the teams have to rotate and get into the circle. Meanwhile, Frank before E managed to get a knock. It's towards Yasnaya that this fight has initiated. And SPX. It's a 3-4 scenario for both of these, for these teams. Let me just put this to a D&D. Okay. SPX as of right now, they're slightly split out. It's not going to be in their favor in case that happens. They have to regroup in order to fight their opponents, and only in that case they might just be surviving till the end. On the other hand, if they not do that, then it's going to be quite difficult for them to actually take down their opponents. As of right now, CRC Myth has been taken down, and some pre-fires in between these two teams, Team SPX and B4E. Total split of Team B4E, slightly troubling. Team SPX, they're not able to get the initiated retaliation that they want. In case they get one knock right after that, they might do something different and maybe even eliminate their opponents. But as of right now, they're waiting for that opportunity that they want. But B4E, they're quite stubborn as well as Team SPX are, not giving any opponents to their, not giving any openings to their opponents, and most one might try to fall back right here. Well, Alyasna is not inside the circle, so these teams have to get inside. Meanwhile, towards Georgiapol, we have two teams. One team towards the containers, that is Team TNT, and the other team, they weren't here actually. Initially, they were towards 70, the western side of 70, and from there they rotated all the way along to the southern city of Georgiapol, and there isn't no one in this area, so they can easily get the loot that they want. Also, a split, a 2-2 split maybe. Gather as much loot as you can, and then regroup as fast as possible because there are some other teams in the midst. CRC is also probably trying to get to Georgiapol City, or will they try to hold hospital? Yes, it's going to be hospital for CRC. And since these places are in the middle areas of the circle, most probably in the next circle, you might find these areas also again in the circle. And that might be a strategy moving forward for most of these teams. Trying to get the middle areas as much as possible so they don't need to rotate as compared to the teams that might have to come from outside. And let us just see one of these such teams that have to rotate quite a long way. It's SNTZ. They managed to eliminate three of their opponents, but the fourth opponent actually fled off. Nexus, Shomasha. It's a long way. Swimming across the treacherous waters of Erangel, Nexus Somasha has to get into the circle as well, and there are multiple teams towards where this player is actually approaching. Already there's RG that are waiting at the bridge. Already have Team SMTZ that's approaching towards them from the WALLEY side, slightly late on spotting these players, these rotations. RG Kalan, and have they spotted these players? I think they probably didn't have an idea. And now they do, but this, you couldn't get a better opportunity. RG Kalan, come on. That should have been a knock. That's a big, big blunder, I would say, from Team RG right now. Daddy has managed to get a knock. Trying to recover from that mistake. But will they be able to wipe their opponents is the biggest question. Meanwhile, RG Aju has been knocked out and also has been eliminated though. Revivals getting executed. SNTZ might just pull this off quite easily, in fact. It's a 3v4 scenario. They have the higher ground advantage as well, but old boy was about to get knocked. Meanwhile, with that nade, able to get the connections right. And another play bites the dust. That's it for Team RG. And in fact, this all started with that mistake that Karlan did. I think he was supposed to get that knock, and because he wasn't able to get that knock, I think it made it easier for Team SNTZ. Right there, potentially, Team RG could have managed to get two knocks, I think, of Team SNTZ, and right after that, they could just crush their opponents to the jaws of defeat. But yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't meant to happen today. Let us see if they can actually do something else in the upcoming matches. But yeah, moving on to Team SNTZ. There was one team that would have tried to, maybe contest them, but Team EMP, they decided let's go into the circle, because the circle has been formed. It's towards 𝗤𝗏𝗘 again, but this time it's a slightly southern shift, where most of the teams are towards the northern side. The southern real estate is quite empty, and it's up for grabs. The areas of 𝗏𝗏𝗘, Quarry, and towards the western side of 𝗏𝗏𝗘, southern side of 𝗤𝗏𝗘 city, all these areas are quite open. And this is a tricky circle, I would say, for many of the teams, because as an experienced team, you would say maybe it might form towards 𝗤𝗏𝗘, but it's even possible that there might be a hardship towards 𝗏𝗏𝗘. As of right now, Team EMP, they slowed down the vehicle for some reason, and as a result of that, EMP, two of their players have been knocked out, have been eliminated as well. 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘, the lone player surviving, has to take a 1v3 scenario to his hands as another S&DZ team. And they have only 3 players in the close range, but oh, is S&DZ versus S&DZ. Okay. Are they going to even take a fight? Yes, they are. They don't mind, even if it's a same clan, but I don't know which team is retaliating, which team is actually aggressing. But yeah, as of right now, the blue-colored S&DZ team, they are on the top. And the other team, Team 19, they're struggling. Try to come close and maybe initiate a revival of his teammate, but not meant to be so. S&DZ, that is it for them. In fact, it was Team 19 S&DZ, Team 22 Team 24 S&DZ, they're still alive, and they will live to tell the tale. Also, maybe some banter in the WhatsApp chats of that clan. Yeah, Team TNT, quite an early rotation towards the 𝗤𝗏𝗘 Hill area, where they find themselves in front of Team YZ. It's a 4v4 scenario. CR7, where was he going? No man's land. Not sure. I mean, they obviously knew that there was a team over there, but that's not how you actually enter towards the proximity of a team that's already holding a high ground. A rookie mistake of some sort from Team TNT. CR7, the revival is going to be tough for them. There's a pressure in itself, and they did manage to put up a smoke around CR7 and maybe give some sort of cover, but definitely not going to be easy for them. CJ, Luffy, TNT, this should have been a knock as well. The holographic sight isn't that easy. I mean, isn't usually the preference for players. Might be the reason why he couldn't get the knock as well. But yeah, Luffy has a chance here to get a revival. Has to be extremely careful to not get knocked. And in case 2 of the players get knocked from Team TNT, then it would be game over for them. TNT trying their level best, the other players, to buy some time for themselves. And yes, they do. 𝗤𝗏𝗘 with a nice nade. It has been knocked out. Fury HP is quite low. Will heal himself, will Fury. Oh, before the healings, he actually gives the revival. Might be lethal in case that there's another nade that comes out. Yes, 𝗤𝗏𝗘 is again trying to get some nades, get some knocks again. T2 Spidey meanwhile getting HF, a Chayan. And the flank angle of CR7 finally coming into play. Was fortunate enough to not get eliminated by Team YZ and use that opportunity that was up for grabs. We have a 3v4 scenario. Initially it was the other way around. Now it has moved towards the favor of Team TNT, this particular fight. Well, YZ, they still have the high ground advantage. But even so, this nade will knock another player. CR7 was a player to get knocked out, but now turning things for his team TNT. His team's TNT CR7, but now YZ, they were waiting for this opportunity. Luffy gets eliminated, but TNT, they're not going to make another mistake. Yes, that is it for Team YZ. Although they lost Luffy in the process, they weren't minded. 5 finish points, occupying one of the better areas inside the circle. They will fancy the chances for sure. T2, meanwhile, oh, they've been reduced down to a single player. There's 4B in the midst as well. And a third team, that's U18, I think. And some uninvited guests, they're being kicked out of this lobby. U18, not sure why they're rotating towards this area. They went the northern side, I think probably didn't gauge that there were players around here. And it's not a good idea to actually rotate on the roads. They probably didn't try to do something else. They weren't expecting maybe that anyone would be in this area. That was the reason why they probably rotated around this area, but they unfortunately had to lose two of their teammates. But the places that they're about to go already are occupied by some other teams too. So it's going to be a task in itself. Let us see, as of right now, they're trying to close in with the zone. Slot 15, okay. Let's go to source, slot 15, just a moment, okay. MSG. Is it a fight for Team MSG? Right now, it doesn't look like. Okay, it is. It's a mid-range fight. Team MSG versus Team MT. And Team MT is MT Esports itself. Is that a full form of Team MSG? Just let me just check. MSG Malevolence, okay. Let's just call them Team MSG. But yeah, Team MSG initially, yes, they were in the circle, but now because of the shift, and in fact, the circle has formed towards the southern side of 𝗬𝗠𝗘. This is quite an unusual circle. Players that have played the game over the years, they would have seen this circle again and again. And many of them would have called it CRC. They did call it. TNT also, they called it. And as I mentioned, it would probably form towards 𝗏𝗏𝗏. And yes, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is one of the centers of this particular circle that has been formed. Initially, the circle was more towards the northern side, and there was a slight southern shift, and now it's more towards the southern side. But in the bridge of the northern 𝗬𝗠𝗘, as Team B4E, late rotation not helping them at all. And Team HF, they were waiting. Team 4B, in fact, they were waiting for that opportunity. And when it mattered the most, grabbing it with both their hands, have already managed to get 8 finish points in this match. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has been knocked out. Team 4B trying to get that retaliation to their name. In fact, it's Team B4E that want to get the retaliation, but as of right now, Team 4B, they are dominating this particular fight against Team B4E. Another nade, and in fact, it was a molly. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 getting knocked out again. When would be curtains for this team is the biggest question. Okay. Fortunately, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 had to be eliminated. Now only 2 players surviving for Team B4E and 4B aggressing. They already have 8 finishes, 9 finishes, make that 9 elims, and that counts as 10 for Team 4B. They are absolutely crushing things apart. They still have to get into the circle, but 𝗬𝗏𝗏s, out of nowhere, comes with a nade, throws it at the enemy of 4B. Managed to get a knock. But unfortunately, he has no time to waste at all. Has to get inside the circle, but probably it's a do or die. It's going to be a do or die mission for sure. I don't think 𝗬𝗏𝗏s can get out of here. It's not going to be easy at all. Yeah, you see the next circle, it has been formed as well, and again towards the southern side. It has moved towards Gatka, where Team XTZ having the upper hand in terms of the zone advantage, CRC as well. You can write both of these teams in the books. Don't count out Team MT. They also have a very good edge that they can ride on. But SPX, tough scenario for them. Have to face an entire team. They are looking red hot as well. Team S and DZ managed to get 14 finishes. Fofo is going to get spicier. It is getting spicier by the moment, this match. But how much spicy can it get is the biggest question. As of right now, SNDZ, do they know? Yes, they do know there is a team in front of them, but they're quite cautiously approaching this situation. Team SPX, two of the players are slightly split out. One of the players inside the observatory. The other player, I don't see him around. Okay, is holding the ridge. Let's see SNDZ how they approach this fight, and will they be able to finish off Team SPX. Meanwhile, a player has been eliminated. Probably it's from the northern side. I think 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘 managed to get a finish point. That means maybe 4B, they lost one of the players, I guess. Oh, they lost all of their players except for Achayan. I didn't expect that. Maybe some third parties that didn't go their favor, probably. But yeah, anyway, let's go back to Team SPX, where the fight is initiated and brilliant nade by Sasuke. This might just be curtains for Team SPX. It's a 1v4 scenario. S and DZ, the present form that they are in, I'd be surprised if they actually make a mistake. I don't think they will. Yeah, that is it. Playing like a complete team. Playing quite dominative, in fact. They have to move inside the circle. Sasuke is probably low and HP has no vehicles to deal with. Okay, there's a burnt buggy. Yeah, that'll do as well. At least until you get inside the circle, you can use that. But the next circle is going to be a crucial one as it forms towards the eastern side where there are absolutely no teams. I mean, you see there are so many teams in and around, but circle decides. It just chooses nitpicking the area where there are no teams at all and forming on that area. That's usually how the zone works, I guess. But yeah, Team CRC, they are battling it out against their own opponents. It's CRC versus CRC. CRC E7, in fact, versus CRC. And CRC, dude, not sure where the bullets were supposed to go, but yeah. Wait, CRC E7, do they have all of the players left? Yes, they do have, except for one. It's a 3v2 scenario. U18 Abudi getting eliminated. MSG, nominal also with a knock. And Ninja has been knocked out. And from the flanks, we have another team entering the midst. It's Team TNT. And TNT managed to get that finish point as well. So now it marks the equalizer, where CRC, both of the CRC teams, they have only two players left. Meanwhile, TNT, they are getting the better of the opponents that are actually fighting against each other. Well, they have to get into the circle though, and yes, probably will try to rush at this team maybe. It would be better off if they try to get into the circle rather than rushing at this team. And meanwhile, BR Luca has been eliminated. TTT Cool Boy has been knocked out. And yes, it's the solo player Supreme surviving for Team TDT. There's going to be a rush for sure. Annabella with the S12K, a 1v1 fight. And can't get easier than that, can it? Right, TTT have been eliminated. PR with 4 finishes and a 1v3 for Annabella. Interestingly. Well, the next circle as well as we move towards it. Team S and DZ slightly falling apart. A circle not favoring them. It's definitely biting into their match probability to win, but MT meanwhile, they were the lone team towards the eastern side where they had managed to get a grab hold of the scenario there. But when Team MSG entered that arena, slightly put on the back foot, slightly tested, but they managed to wipe out the entire team of Team MSG, although losing two players in the process. Meanwhile, Annabella gets taken down, gets eliminated as well. Team SNTC, they are on an absolute rampage. 19 finish points. Team SNTC. I'd be surprised if they don't win from here. They don't have the circle though. And they've lost a player as well. That's Mogger. You see the finishes split or the elim split of these players. They have almost similar finishes. None of the players actually have double-digit finishes, and all of them have quite close to that 5 eliminations mark. So in case one of the players actually gets another finish, they'll hit that 20 mark, which will be good. Looks good, in fact. 20 looks better than 19 for sure. As of right now, XTZ entered the circle, but as soon as they entered, they were treated with a barrage of bullets. Make that another player getting taken down. XTZ. Things are looking bleak for them. Noah empty the lone player and has to deal with probably the worst vehicle you'll ever find in the map of Erangel. It's better to, yeah, certainly better to actually crawl your way into the circle rather than drive your way with this particular vehicle, though. Yeah, 5 teams, man advantage. Not all teams have it. I think Team TNT, they have 3 players. CRC with the lone player, XTZ with the lone player, SNTZ also have 3 players. MT have 2 players. So it's mainly the 2 teams of SNTZ and TNT that will have to battle out against each other to get this chicken dinner. As of right now, another team bites the dust. 2 more teams, in fact. Now we have only 3 teams left, out of which SNTZ, they've lost another player. They managed to get 20 finishes though, but the position that they're in, it's not certainly ideal for them. And Team MT quite repeatedly trying to get a knock with the nades that they're throwing against Team SNTZ though. And 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has 7 nades in his bag. Has to use it now, for sure. GTUA as well has 4 nades. They have to get into the circle, put up all the smokes in order to get some cover against their enemies. But yeah, Sasuke gets taken down. CR7. It's the party pooper right here, SNTZ. They were fancying the chances to get a chicken dinner now, but it has reduced quite drastically, I would say. Maybe TNT might just run away with this chicken dinner. Unless and until MT actually do something different. They have so many nades that definitely should come in handy some or the other time. Archie did get knocked, CR7, and the player, that is Joker, the lone player surviving. Meanwhile, Joker gets one down. It's Mavi, the lone player, and Joker probably will get knocked out outside the circle, I think. Okay, barely managing to get inside. Did rev heal up as well. Taking their time. Both of these teams, they're taking their own time. And in fact, old boy will be like, please fight against each other. I need an opportunity to get a third party. And you see that old boy still has a chance in case both of the teams fight against each other and either of the team get eliminated and only one player actually is left in any of the team. then Old Boy has actually a very good chance to get the chicken dinner. But it's easier said than done, I would say. It has to get into the circle as well. The next circle is quite far away. 20 meters seems low, but it's quite a lot in such circles, actually. They're delaying it. Empty. They're trying to delay it as much as possible. They probably are thinking it might be a 4v2 scenario, and hence they're not looking at the left side. But in case, Old Boy finally getting into the action, had no choice actually but to take that fight. But in fact, this might be a benefiting factor for Team TNT, where 𝗚𝗏𝗏 has been knocked out. GT Rush, GTUA is the lone person surviving. It's a 1v2 scenario. TNT have lost one of the players. Now it's all upon these players to get that chicken dinner. They still think there's a player inside the smoke, whereas that player has been eliminated already. GTUA hasn't been spotted out yet, so he still has a chance. But we have to wait and watch TNT. What decision are they going to make? They don't have any grenades to test out. So if they, in case they had any grenades, they could have thrown out random nades all around the place and expected that someone might get knocked out, get eliminated. But yeah, finally spotting out the player in TNT with the brilliant chicken dinner. And as you see, these are the finishes on your screen. A total of 12 finishes for Team TNT. Empty with 5. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, they have 21 finishes. Yes, you heard it right. Hashtag 3 with 21 finishes. Just imagine how much they would have managed to get in case they had a chicken dinner in their hands. But yeah, these are all the finishes and the first match of tonight. We'll have the next two matches getting started in just a while. So until then, take care, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. We will be right back. Stay tuned. Thank you. Hello, and welcome back, guys. We are, yeah, here with the second match. It's going to be the map of Miramar, and as you can see, the flight path being formed from Puerto Paraíso towards La Cobreria. And it's a neutral flight path, if you can ever say it so. Already, we have teams that have landed towards some favorable drop locations. SPX towards Impala. We also have SNTZ, the hot team of last match towards Los Leones, and another team, the second SNTZ. They've also landed slightly on the southern side of Los Leones. But yeah, it's going to be some heck of an action towards 𝗞𝗦𝗔&𝗤𝗔𝗧, where Team RG, also XTZ, they have landed in tandem. And as of right now, the fights have initiated as well. RG spotted a player, and Alburn has absolutely no gun, and probably the internet that he has is also not doing so good. RG managed to get one finish point. In fact, they will manage to get. They haven't finished that player yet, but the player probably will get finished as soon as this fight gets ended. Maybe even earlier than that. You never know. But Team RG is slightly split away from each other. And in fact, one of the players from Team ITZ that was split out is the one to be eliminated. That's Alburn. Probably would have survived in case all the four of them would have landed together, but yeah, unfortunately has to be eliminated. Let's see XTZ what they actually do to, will they try to revive the teammate, or maybe just leave the teammate be and give the finish point to their opposition? That's the biggest question. Yeah, we have some fights towards Picardo as well. Three teams have landed towards Picardo. Okay. And out of which Team Nexus, they only have three. That's C9 and then U18. Both of these teams have all their four players, all their four warriors lined up. But unfortunate for Nexus, they don't have the fourth player. That might be of some difficulty. It will definitely increase the grade of difficulty for them in a close range fight. Might manage in the mid range. But let us see in the close range as of right now. It might just be a close range. Usually the fights in Picado, it's more of a close range encounter than a mid range encounter. And as of right now, Team C9, they are engaging against Team U18. A brilliant nade. Might not get many more of these sort of shots because U18, they will be prepared for that and will not want to make any more mistakes as such. Sometimes it's just a brain freeze that you know that there are players behind you, but you forget the angles that are against you. And if you do that, it's quite obvious that these sort of scenes may get formed against you. But yeah, they will manage to recover. And the fights usually at Picardo, they are quite lengthy. And now that we have Picardo at the center of the first circle that's been formed, you can certainly expect these fights to stay towards the end. Probably in case Picardo still stays in the middle areas of the circle, I don't see these fights getting ended at all. I mean, teams are quite slow in their approach. In Picardo, they don't want to take any risks. And that is the reason for the long fights that we see at Picardo. Meanwhile, towards Montano, we have Team TTT, with the four players gearing up. In fact, assembling all their gear. Support your team, guys. Yes, please do comment and let us know who do you think is going to win this match. And I'll try as much as possible to show that particular team. But yeah, do support your teams. let us know who is going to win this match. Okay, B4E starting slightly roughly in this match. Frank Bay has to be eliminated. CRC, they managed to get that finish point. They have a compound as of right now. And if you are in open areas ahead of them, you're certain or bound to get eliminated that way. Wait a second. The last match, I forgot again which was the team that actually won it. Uh, Sorry, I don't remember. I do usually have very good memory, but when it comes to remembering the winners, I don't have a good memory. I don't know why that it's always been like that with me. But if I remember the scenario, I'll remember the team. I don't remember the scenario exactly right now, what it was in the last match. So yeah, but anyways, we'll get to know that in a while. You see C98 making full use of the angles that they have. M7 has climbed on top of the roof, but it's not always a good idea when you're in the center of the circle to actually climb on top of the roof, because you know there definitely is going to be a surprise entry in some point or time. SNDZ, old boy, knocked and finished himself. Not sure what that was. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, they're on a suicide mission, our team SNDZ. I remember this sort of scenario back when I think in PUBG Mobile itself, or was it in Bgmi? I don't remember exactly which game it was, but Team Soul, they were scrutinized for doing so, where they had some other arrangements or something like that, and they did the same. And I think it was some scrims where they naded themselves and they eliminated themselves because they had to go somewhere early, and people scrutinized them for that. I don't know if Team SNTZ will get scrutinized for that, but yeah, they do have another team that's playing in this match though. It's SNTZ from Team 19. All of these are still playing though. Probably the academy lineup, I think. Not sure. They did have a name to it. Let me just cross check and cross verify what the name of the team was. SNDZ M7 or something like that. E7. Oh no. Uh, okay. So this is the XZO lineup and the other one was VNG. I have no idea what that means, but yeah. XZO. Oh, it's literally in their names. Just notice that. Okay. Pardon my eyesight. Okay. Haji. Oh, quite convincingly Team XTZ. Although they had to battle it out. It was a 1v4 by Nova. They did manage to get two of Team XTZ's teammates and did the opponents, but fortunately enough, you have when you have N Nova in your team, probably you don't have to worry. I think, no matter how many players there are and your opponents. But yeah, Chris MT has to increase his HP as of right now. Doesn't have any first aid kits. Might have to find some in the way. Well, they are inside the circle, but probably the next circle is not going to get formed in favor of them. Yeah, meanwhile, some fights outside the circle. Team MT and ahead of them it's Team YZ. Two players of Team YZ have already been knocked out, so they are getting rampaged over. Our Team YZ make that a lone player now surviving. It's ZJ. a solo player for Team YZ. And since he's outside the circle, has to make sure to not get eliminated outside. Do not have enough first aid kits or enough boosters to even survive outside the circle. Forget taking a fight. So I do need to get more of those healings, does CJ. But as of right now, the first intent is to get out of this area. Ho ho ho, that hurt quite a lot. CJ. Well, this marked the exit of Team YZ. I mean, you always know that Miramar is a place where you have these sort of rich glitches, and yes, quite a convincing squad wipe for the Team MT. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be for Team YZ though. Not sure how this fight exactly started. I think Team YZ was trying to rotate and they were gearing up to find more of the vehicles, and they're slightly caught off guard. I think so. Looking at the positions that the players were knocked out of, the players were on top of the mountain. Other players were down on the road. They were near a vehicle, so I'm seemingly assuming that they were doing the same, trying to find a vehicle. And fortunately or unfortunately, the timing was so bad that MT, they were also lurking around the corners, and they managed to get all the finishes. TNT, they're also here. Yeah, it's that time when you find so many teams battling against each other. CRC, unfortunately enough, Ninja gets eliminated. Myth and Lobby, the only two players to survive from their team. In front of C9. Backtracking C9. Following C9M7. And not the best position to actually stop at. In order to follow that particular player, they had to stop in the area where they were most vulnerable for. And Lobby, being the lone player, has to survive a 1v3 fight, which is not going to be easy at all. And to add to the woes of Team CRC, SNTZ, they also had a very good angle against that player. That is it for CRC. Oh, too excited, I guess. Team SNTZ. Meanwhile, the other CRC team, they're also fighting. TNT as well, fighting against Team MSG. Let's move towards MSG, where one of the players have been knocked out. Right after that, Team MSG decided to push against Team TNT. So I think it's a 2v4 scenario for them. MT meanwhile getting CRC. One of the CRCs have already been taken down, and now it's only a solo player from CRC, that's CRC Rahul. Also, there's another player. My bad. So there are two players surviving now. CRC, it's CRC Dude and CRC Rahul. MT X Mavi with a knock. And now Rahul, all the responsibility on his shoulders. Is it going to be an easy task? Definitely not. But is it possible? Yes, it is possible. It's a 1v3 scenario, I think. And in fact, it's a close range fight with X Mavi. Has to take players one by one, but that nade was slightly off from Mavi. But yeah, finally getting that finish point to his name. Krypton, in fact, entered the arena and got the finish point, the last finish point of Team CRC. So both the teams of CRC now have bitten the dust. Now it's the second team of SNTZ trying to take a fight against Multiple teams, in fact. C9 is also here, the solo player. So already three players have been eliminated. Make that four, the entire team wipes the dust. Now we have U18 versus Team SNTZ. It's a 2v4 scenario. Demigod HP is quite low. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your HP is, SNTZ. It's in the name. It was easy. Easy for them. Both the SNTZ teams, they play quite well. Previous match, the Team 24, the SNTZ TNG, I think. They had, sorry, VNG. They had, what, around 20, 21 finishes, I think. And Team XZO, they have, right now, 11 finishes to their name. That's a pretty good start. Yeah, let's have a look at the circle, which has been formed towards Picado. Team T2, they have marked their early entry into the circle. TTT as well, occupying a mid area center circle. And as soon as they occupied this area, SNTZ, they came like a breeze and probably are going out of this competition like a breeze as well. And Team TDT wiping out Team SNTZ. Sukuna, certainly the solo player surviving, but I don't think this player is coming back anyway. TDT, on the other hand, managed to get two finishes. I think we'll get another finish as well of SNTZ Ghost. And anyway, all the players of SNTZ, they have not sure that they have something else lined up. As a result, we saw the VNG lineup of SNTZ already as exiting this match. Now it's the other lineup where three just rushed and got eliminated, but the other player, the lone player, is still surviving though. And we have to wait and see what will be the luck factor. Will a zone actually get formed towards Sukuna? Might just actually form towards Sukuna. Picado looks like a good area where the zone might form out, but also might move slightly towards the southwestern side, the hill regions. It's quite an unusual area where the circle forms out. You don't always see that circle gets formed in this area. But yeah, let's move towards Team SPX. They have a fight against Team 4B, and it's a 4v4 scenario. The close range, there are only three players. I think the fourth player is slightly far away, maybe giving the calls and trying to spot out players from here. Does have an angle to knock someone though. Yes, has spotted out a Chayan. But even before that, Apu's OP himself has been spotted out. I think that's a rich glitch though. Mhm. Uh, well, the circle has something else in store for everyone else. It has formed towards the northwestern side where T2, the early rotation into this area has helped them a lot. And they might be eyeing a chicken dinner for sure. Meanwhile, towards Picado, The lone player that was surviving has been eliminated. But one of the players of team B4E, okay, had already been eliminated, in fact. 7 teams are still here. Out of which T2 having man advantage, the zone advantage as well, if you can call that an advantage. And it's going to be a Herculean task for them to cope up with all the teams that try to attack this place. It may seem easy though, but I tell you, it's not an easy task. You have to have eyes all over the place. You never know when someone actually might rush on you, might actually throw some bullets at your disposal. And then if one of your players get knocked, it might just be a potential game over scenario for your team. So T2 have to be very careful about the particular zone area that they are holding. Meanwhile, some teams clustering towards the southern side of the circle. Mad Insane with a knock and finish, in fact. SPX. That was quite fast. Not sure how they lost 3 of the players. But now all of a sudden they only have 4 Pluto as a lone player from their team. Probably cannot even initiate the revival for Xander. Oh, some sniper action. Let's just look at this. I need to look at this for sure. Nova MT did manage to get a knock against Team MSG. Although, can he do it again is a big question. Be nice to see one more sniper shot before they actually get eliminated. But XTZ, that's looking a very difficult scenario for them. Get into the circle. Quite open areas, multiple teams inside already. And it's a big issue to get a cover inside this particular area. In fact, XTZ Chris MT trying to get into the circle, almost got knocked out. Hasn't been knocked out yet. Meanwhile, Ford Pluto has been eliminated from this match. Cheyenne has been spotted out. Oh, Nova. That should have been a knock though. Unfortunately, he couldn't connect the last bullets. But yeah, it's a close range fight right now. Team B4E, they were holding Picado. Right now they came inside the circle, most likely. And MSG, the lone player surviving a 1v3 scenario, cannot take care of it. That is it for Team MSG from this match. And yes, we still have 7 teams surviving. Oh, a late entry from Team Mad. They were quite silent, I should say, the entire match. But suddenly they've entered the midst. And now we have to wait and see how they actually fight. Meanwhile, 4V, they've also been quite silent the entire match. Only 3 finishes for them. And I think it's almost quite new finishes. The recent finishes that they've managed to attain. Mad Insane, meanwhile getting a knock. MSG, unfortunately, have been eliminated. Right, they did play well though, but wasn't meant to be for them. Let's move towards 4B. Team Mad have initiated the fight against Team 4B, and 2 of them have been knocked out. Make that a solo player from Team MAD. But Team Mad, and that is it for them. 4B was a solo player surviving though, but was not for long. Now we have 6 teams. the man advantage is still with T2. Yes, T2 does have the man advantage. So as Team 4Y and some other team as well. I did manage to see one of the other teams. Okay, no. So only the two teams, 4Y and T2, they have the man advantage. They have a slight zone zonal area as well that they can work with. Like TTT, I think they're trying to push in against Team T2. Have to be very, very careful because these are the scenarios where you make one mistake and your entire team might get eliminated. So they have to be very careful about taking a step forward. I have only 30 seconds left. Have to get into the circle. There's another team also that's outside. That's 4B. And yes, as I mentioned, it's not a wise decision to run in the open like that in these circles because you'll be a center of attraction for all the teams that are looking at you. Oh, Mavi with the knock. Things are not looking great. Yes, that is it for Team B4E. I've been eliminated from this match. Spotting out two more players, TDT also losing traction in this match. Ah, was an understatement. They have been eliminated. T2 did have the higher advantage, but as of right now, it looks like things are slipping out slightly from their hands because of the position that they had. It's not on the higher ground and quite some barren land that they have. In fact, they have to get into the circle as well. But 4B, they might be the favorites presently in terms of OE and OES. Team T2, the open areas being a thorn for them in this particular match. But Luca has been knocked out. Some small ray of hope still left for Team T2. But on the other hand, 𝗞𝗦𝗔&𝗤𝗔𝗧 has been knocked out. A solo player for Team T2 might not be enough this effort in order for them to get the chicken dinner. PR at 4Y. They still have the players left. Three of the players from Team 4B are still left as well. So it's a 4v4, sorry, 3v3 scenario in between these two teams and the party pooper being Tito Spidey. Let us see what actually Spidey will manage to do or will be able to do. Meanwhile, MK getting knocked out. Annabella also has been taken down, and Spidey, the lone player, somehow used up all his luck in this match. Manages to get a #2 for his team, and that is it for Team T2. And a brilliant chicken dinner goes to the hands of Team 4B. The total of 12, 17, 18 finishes. Then you have Team T2 with 2 finishes, 4Y with 5, 6, 7. And yes, the rest of the finishes, as you can see on the screen. So this was it for the second match of tonight. We'll be right back with the last match. And until then, thanks a lot for joining. Stay tuned. Thank you. Okay, guys, welcome back to the last match of tonight, which is in the map of Sanhok. Gear up for all the fights that we will have in this match. And yes, we already have the flight path that has been formed from Mognai towards Ruins, quite a northwestern oriented flight path. And teams initiating their journey in this match. Already we see a hot drop clash in between Team EMP. In fact, multiple teams. U18 is also here. As soon as they landed, U18 𝗞𝗏𝗏𝗏 has eliminated one of the players from Team EMP. In fact, U18 landed slightly lately, but I think 𝗞𝗏𝗏𝗏 got hold of a gun earlier than the opponent. Yes, quite convincingly so eliminated that solo player. Interestingly, I don't see anyone else from that team here. Not sure why that solo player was away from the teammates, but yeah. Some other teams that are also engaging themselves in a fight. It's a close range fight. 𝗬𝗏𝗤𝗏𝗏 suffering from first casualty in this match. And at the front side, it's Team C9. And C9 have all of the four players, and as well as on the sidelines, we have another team. They're waiting for the third party. Oh, DPS versus 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And nice cover fire by Ghost. They managed to get two of them to Team 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. There are still two left, and DPS this time around making sure to get another finish point. Now C9, they are left with a solo player. Meanwhile, in the background, you see Team P4E. They are battling it out against Team TNT. TNT. Luffy has been knocked out. Oh, okay. They tried hard, did Team TNT, but wasn't meant to be. Sorry, not TNT. I think it was B4E that tried to push in. They did try hard, but they didn't manage to get anything out of it. Also, 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, they also managed to eliminate one of their opponents. Ghost getting a 1v3 in the process. Quite a good start to this team, whereas the circle, as you can see, it's formed towards the southeastern side. Still have teams outside the circle. And if we speak about fights inside the circle, we have Team Camp at Camp Charlie T2, who managed to get #2 the last time around. And in front of them, a Team CRC. CRC being the slight aggressor amongst the two. You can certainly expect a rush from Team CRC. Meanwhile, MSG, they have been eliminated. So another match, the same team didn't go well for them. And the matches today slightly rough for them, if I have to actually say so. Well, it's 1v3 for Daddy though. A nice 1v3, still battling it out for his team, managing to get those finish points and ensuring the longevity of the team in this match. Well, they are on the northeastern side or the northeastern edge of the circle. Have to wait and watch. Will they actually play the strategy of edge to edge, or they try to push in towards mid areas of the circle? Well, Sanhok is a slightly simple map compared to the other maps where zone gets formed towards the mid areas quite a lot. And it's always better to occupy the mid areas in case you have all the four players and they're quite skilled. That is also important. Meanwhile, there are two such fights that are getting brewn up, but there's not much progress. I would say Team YZ, Team SPX, both of these teams, they had an eye on each other, but none of them actually fought against each other, which is quite interesting. SPX have decided to fall back, maybe loot some of the compounds that they get as they make their way into the mid areas of the circle. Meanwhile, YZ, they did, I think, have an idea that there was a team that came in. Right after that, they're regrouping again. Meanwhile, U18 get another into their account. And now only two players, Whipple and Irfa EMP, left out. So 1v3 scenario, 1v4, it's a 2v4 in fact, for both of these. And you have to wait and watch how they coordinate in order to finish their opponents. Meanwhile, towards the northern side, we have XTZ against Team 4V. A mid-range fight, M4 versus M4, I think. And TNT, on the other hand, getting SNDZ. So we have multiple teams fighting as of right now. SNDZ, one of the places, anyway, offline. But yeah, right after that, Ghost probably has no clue what happened right here, but somehow they managed on themselves, and it was Ryder who actually did it. Well, isn't easy. All of the players are going out again. Not sure what that is and why that is happening. But this is the second time, in fact. They managed to get 8 finishes, and right after that, they are exiting the match. Okay, not sure about the reason though. Oh, XTZ slightly too optimistic, I guess. Sergio MD tried to take the pre-fire, uh, tried to dodge the pre-fire, but couldn't do so. Has been knocked out, and Team XTZ have to initiate the revival. 4V Annabella does have first aid kits. Option 1 gets it up to 75 HP. What are they doing? Mickey MT was supposed to initiate the revival, but not sure why Mickey actually tried to take that fight in the first place. Wasn't supposed to take that fight at all. Now they have only a solo player left. That is Tom. It's going to be a tough task for Tom. I still don't understand what happened right there though. Anyways, make that only a solo player for Team XTZ. And in front of XTZ, there's Team 4V. They are waiting for the right opportunity and then pounce on it. In fact, it's Luca BR who has that high ground and trying to spot out players. But as of right now, I think Tom might not just move away from here at all. will certainly stay here for quite some time unless and until someone actually rushes on this player. And yes, it is the time. Annabella trying to have a 1v1 fight against TOPFRAGGER. Oh, another nade will mark the exit of Team XTZ. Although Tom did manage to get a first aid kit right in time. Meanwhile, let us move on to the different other teams. FYZ trying to spot out in the mid range all the opponent players. Trying to get the sprays right. Meanwhile, NXG initiating themselves in a fight. As soon as we come out of the area, we see multiple teams fighting now. And initially, EMP had 4 of the players. Now they've been reduced down to only 2. Nexus is also here. And okay, there seemed to be some sort of an issue. I hope it's sorted out. Okay. Yeah, we're back live. Sorry for that, guys. Small technical glitch, I think. Not sure why the stream just stopped in the middle, but yeah. Anyways, SNDZ outside the circle. A slight late rotation from their side. Oh, they didn't even rotate. Not sure what's up with Team SNDZ. It's the second match that they've left uh, left out and in quite an awkward position as well. But yeah, anyways, you see the next circle that has been formed towards the southeastern side. Team Mad in the circle, RG as well, with 3 of the players. On the northern side, you have U18 with the entire bunch of players empty. On the southern side, they are, yes, fighting against Team Mad. Managed to get 1 knock though. Mayavi will not be able to get that revival. Now only 2 players left. It's a 2v4 scenario for them. MT definitely closing in. Oh, 1 nade definitely did the trick. Another nade will manage to finish off the player as well and make that a solo player man. Eagle surviving a 1v1 fight, and not sure how he managed to do that. Completely was restricted of any movements. Even so, managed to get that knock against the player. Now we have Team MT that have been rushed against by Team YZ. They had to listen to some of the gunshots that were being fired right here. They were attracted to it with Team YZ, wanting to get some action, and yes, they do. CJ with a nice nade. Lizard has been knocked out, and MT, they are in grave danger. I think it's a 2v4 scenario, and when the player gets the revival, it'll be a more than a 2v4. But as of right now, MT Krypton, nice flank angle, making sure to get the knock off YZ Fury. YZ did try to third party, but as of right now, it looks like they are quite in the back foot. Meanwhile, another team entering the midst. There are 8 teams, out of which 4 teams are in the southern side fighting out against each other. Can you imagine that? And probably only one of these teams will get out and survive till the end from this area. I don't expect all of the teams to get uh, the revivals towards the end circles. Definitely not going to be easy. Well, it will all majorly depend on how the next circle forms up, which is favoring Team T2 though. They are slightly inside the circle, and they definitely will have a gatekeep scenario in their favor. YC and also MT have to get into the circle. The players of T2, they'll be very happy with this particular development. MT Krypton, meanwhile, was quite a different area altogether. Had been knocked out, has probably will get eliminated as well. Meanwhile, the other players of MT might have to have a close range fight against YZ. Well, that's not going to be needed, I guess, because Team T2, they eliminated the opponents of Team MT for them. And now it's going to be Team T2 that will have a fight. Right, T2 Vino YT using all the nades, all the throwables that they have to try and get at least one knock, which they do. Dosi with a nice knock. A Lizard HP is quite low. Needs to get a heal battle done right, because this player might not be able to get into the circle. Most probably will stay outside and have a heal off. Meanwhile, T2 Spidey spotted out a player, got him eliminated. And another team also is in the midst of having a very intense fight. It's Team TDT. And in front of TDT are Team RG. They also have only 3 players, so it's a 3v3 scenario though. So 5 teams, out of which one of the teams I think is the player of one of the teams are having a heal off. Meanwhile, TDT, what was that? A single nade taking down 2 players. They will not miss this opportunity for sure. Team RG looking ever so aggressive, trying to push in against Team TDT. Scream is trying the level best. It's not going to be that easy at all. Gets one down. Can he get another down? The circle is also starting to close in. And he does manage to get that clutch to his name. Does Scream, but all in vain, because Team T2 were there. Managed to get that finish point and secure a good position inside the circle. But now there are only 2 teams left. It's a 4v4. Certainly, both the teams have an equal advantage over their opponents in terms of the zone or be it in terms of man advantage. We have to wait and watch what exactly happens in the next circle, or will Team T2 do something different? If in case they do, be good to see though. But as of right now, I don't see any major change in strategies. You just smoke out the area, put some smokes in and around the place that you're holding, and then when the time comes, you can actually deny your presence to your opponents. That is the usual strategy that people use, and we see that from U18 as well. Oh, nice knock. Two players back to back getting knocked out, but 𝗏𝗧𝗏 has also been taken down due to some retaliation. But T2 Spidey, what have you done? You're supposed to get that revival. But well, T2 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is still surviving. It's a 1v1 scenario. Both of the players from that team have been eliminated. I mean, in fact, have been taken down. It's three from this team, three from that team. And TBS versus AKM. Try to peek out and try to fire. To win 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 in case he actually gets this. It'll be quite a good struggle for Team T2. Trying a top shot. Will that be enough? No, it's not going to be enough. TBS once again proving to be one of the better weapons in this game. And U18 managed to get a total of 6 finishes and a chicken dinner. T2, they have 8 plus 5, 13, 13 to 15 finishes. TDT with 8, RG with 7, MT with 6, and the rest of the teams finishes as you can see on your screen. So yeah. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for guys for joining the stream. If you haven't liked the stream already, please do like it. And also, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe as well. 3,000 subscribers are down the line, guys. It's quite nearby. You just have to subscribe to it. And yeah, we will definitely hit 3,000 as soon as possible. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining. We will meet again soon. Thank you.